Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a nonprofit organization attempts to prevent Kentucky's abortion ban from taking effect, and state health leaders investigate the first probable cause of monkeypox here in the Commonwealth.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Well, it's Tuesday and I've already read a headline wrong. Good morning, I'm Dakota Maker. It's 4:59. Let's take it over to Brandon this morning. Brandon, a quite, I don't know, chilly start to the morning.
It's cooler.
Yeah, cool. I mean, honestly, if you're going to go outside this morning early, I guess to wear a jacket, not a jacket, a sweater.
Jacket might not be a bad idea.
I wore one this morning in because it was a bit chilly.
Exactly, and there's some fog out there. I actually sat on the porch for a while yesterday afternoon. It was a gorgeous day yesterday, especially for late June standards. I think we see more of that today, but a few more clouds will build in later. The big problem this morning is the fog. Let's take a look out there. Zero visibility Logan and Williamsburg, limited visibility in Harlan and Hazard this morning. Even though you see 10-mile visibility at the airports, you can see that little coloring there of white and gray up all the way into Perry County this morning. So continue to be careful as you go across the region. On my way in, I hit more dense fog than I did clear sky. So just be careful of that. Temperatures 50 in Clintwood. They could be in the 40s by the time we wrap up the newscast here at 7. 57 in Prestonsburg. 62 is the warm spot at Jackson this morning. 55 in Harlan and Middlesboro. Wise 2. 53 Manchester. 51 in Irvin. 55 in Moorhead. Look at the difference between this time yesterday and this morning. 18 degrees colder in Monticello. 16 degrees colder in Hazard. 14 degrees colder in Moorhead and Prestonsburg. And the only places that are single digits colder, Jackson and Wise. So that's crazy forecast this morning. But again, cool and comfortable out there for now. Breakfast forecast. Mix of sun and clouds there for a little while this morning. Then we'll see mostly sunny skies for a bit. And then clouds will increase. That will help keep our temperatures a little bit cooler as we head into the afternoon hours. Dakota?
All right, Brandon, thank you. Well, the Kentucky chapter of the American Civil Liberties Union, as promised, has filed a lawsuit trying to block the state's abortion ban from taking effect. The U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade on Friday. It allowed Kentucky's trigger law, which was already in place, to immediately ban procedures. The lawsuit targets that trigger law, as well as the state's 6-week abortion ban. The ACLU is arguing that Kentucky's state constitution already guarantees the right to abortion, which is the basis of the lawsuit. This November, a constitutional amendment will be on the ballot to ban abortion entirely. Yesterday, Governor Andy Beshear addressed the issue.
It is an extremist law that removes all options, even those who are victims of sexual assault, rape, or incest. I think I know about a case right now where we've got a 12, 13-year-old girl impregnated through a violent act. She and others deserve options if they want to consider them.
The ACLU has also filed a temporary injunction against Kentucky's trigger law in hopes to allow abortion procedures, which this is all settled in court. Well, meanwhile, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell was in northern Kentucky yesterday addressing several key topics, including abortion. When he talked about the current Supreme Court justices appointed to the high court in recent years, he says he feels all of them are making decisions based on following the law rather than always following precedent.
Now, some have said, with regard to the abortion case, that precedent should always prevail. And I think we have a new county attorney here. I won't put her on the spot. But let me just say, precedent is important. It is important. But sometimes precedent is wrong.
In a statement on Monday, Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron reacted to the ACLU lawsuit, saying, quote, "There's no right to abortion contained in the Commonwealth's Constitution, and we will stand up against any baseless claim to the contrary," end quote. It is summer, which means kids are out of school and could be more vulnerable to online harassment. Social media and game chat rooms can be a dark place for children. Judy's Place for Kids Finance Director Rachel Bones says parents should present police with as much information as they can if their child is harassed.
You want to gather as much information about the attacker or the abuser as possible, a username, and just as much as information. Maybe it's a screenshot you can get of the chat itself.
Well, officials recommend discussing internet safety with your kids on a regular basis. UK healthcare will start giving COVID vaccines to children 5 years old and younger. Both Moderna and Pfizer vaccines are available. Families can get the shots at UK Pharmacist Care Clinic on Fountain Court. Children 17 and under can get vaccinated on weekdays from 1:30 to 5. You can make an appointment online. Well, in the age of COVID, many people living in nursing homes are restricted or unable to socialize, but since several of those visitor restrictions have been lifted, one Perry County organization is hoping to make up for lost time. Save the Children summer camp attendees from Roy G. Eversole Elementary spent time with those at the Hazard Perry County Senior Center and hosted a parade for those at the Hazard Health and Rehabilitation Center yesterday, aiming to bridge the gap between children and the elderly population.
Well, as far as our seniors, coming through COVID, they've not really been back long, and some of our seniors don't have like grandchildren or children, and when them coming in here, it just really made a great event. They all loved it.
Well, those with the Senior Center and the Health and Rehabilitation Center say connecting the two age groups is beneficial in so many ways. They both add that they hope to host Save the Children again in the future. State health leaders are investigating Kentucky's first probable case of monkeypox. Well, the patient lives in Jefferson County. Doctors tell us the disease is spread through close contact with another person who is infected with the virus. The CDC reports air droplets during sexual activity between two people or touching a surface like clothes or bed sheets is the primary cause of spread.
If somebody is sick, fever, lymph nodes, flu-like symptoms, you want to stay away from them. Or somebody definitely that has a rash, you want to stay away from them. And then you need to inform, if you develop any symptoms, you need to inform your physician.
Infectious disease specialist Dr. Ferris Cotter says he does not believe monkeypox will turn into another pandemic like COVID-19. In honor of National Men's Health Month, doctors are pushing for men to start asking about genetic mutation that could put you at risk for certain cancers. While most people associate BRCA, commonly referred to as BRCA, with breast cancer, the gene can carry risk for both men and women. Having that gene mutation increased risks of certain cancers, including prostate, pancreas, and breast.
Hereditary cancer can be inherited from your mom or your dad, whether you're a male or a female. So, for example, if you're a male who's coming to see me, you can inherit cancer risk from your mother.
Well, researchers suggest that if there's cancer in your family, well, they say to talk to a doctor about whether genetic testing is right for you. The late wife of Congressman Andy Barr will receive a posthumous achievement award from the American Heart Association. Well, if you remember, Carol Barr died in 2020 from sudden cardiac arrest. She had a rare heart condition called mitral valve prolapse. She was a longtime advocate for heart issues. After her passing, Congressman Barr introduced the Carol Act. It invests in research to find treatments for cures for valvular heart diseases. Barr's wife will be honored today. He will give us an acceptance speech on her behalf. Well, thank you so much for getting your Tuesday morning started with us here on Mountain News this morning. When we come back, a new study finds a decrease in the amount of hurricanes in our seas, except for one region. We'll have more in just a few minutes.
After a comfortable morning, it's shaping up to be a fairly nice day by late June standards, at least temperature-wise. I'll have the latest forecast in about 3 minutes.